Welcome. I'm Donald Cannon, and I'm going to discuss my favorite topic today, Veliki Moguchi Angliski Yazyk. One of the worst giveaways that you don't know English is when I hear something like "Я его говорил." I say him. These three words creep into the first part of your sentence and they ruin everything else that you have to say. It sounds to me like I expect the next thing to be, I say him, me go tomorrow's store. No. Моя твоя говори, моя завтра в магазин приходи. It kind of sounds like that. This I say him, well, it says me that you don't know English. And a lot of Russians make this mistake. In fact, it's one of the most common. Let's look at a concrete situation. You're in an airport. Now, I don't mean to sound insulting or prejudicial, but this is the first impression you get. An Asian woman, an Asian-looking woman, dressed kind of like a gypsy, walks up to you and she says, I tell problem. And you think, what is this? Is she a fortune teller working the clients in the airport? Is she a clairvoyant? Is she going to tell you your misfortunes for the next 5 years to come? So you think, and then you say to her, you tell police problem. And she looks at you, nods her head, and opens her eyes and points over to an unattended gym bag in the waiting area next to where you are. But hold on a minute. What are we talking about today? I'm sure you're confused because I haven't said what we're talking about. And what I want to tell you is about three main verbs in English that Russian speakers constantly confuse. So far, we've had three examples. I say him, I tell problem, and what are we talking about today? All of these verbs translate as how, say, говорить, tell, говорить, talk about, говорить. You're probably thinking something is wrong here. Along with London is the capital of Great Britain, you also learned that say is сказать, tell is рассказать, right? Well, that's what you learned, but you learned it wrong because you were taught wrong. English doesn't work that way in real life. As far as say, говорить, tell, говорить, and talk about говорить, there's only one thing you need to know, and that's to ask a question. Are you saying кому вы говорите or not? You answer the question with a yes or a no, and depending upon what that answer is, you follow a decision tree. It's really pretty simple. So, are you asking кому вы говорите or not? Yes. Then you use tell. I told my brother. Я сказал брату. Very simple. All right, let's say you aren't saying кому вы говорите. Are you then giving information? Like, я сказал, что идет дождь. I said it's raining. That's information. Maybe it's not information. Maybe you just want to говорить вообще. Мы говорили о хорошей погоде. We were talking about the good weather. So, it may sound difficult, but it's really simple. If it's кому, then it's tell. I told my brother. If it's information, it's said. I said it was raining. And if it's говорить вообще, then you say talk about. We talked about the good weather. Now the next step is you put on your Nikes. Now I know in Russian you call them Nikes, but they're not Nikes. They're Nikes, so call them Nikes. Put on your Nikes and just do it. Just do it. Follow the directions. Don't ask any other questions. And see what kinds of results you get. Chances are you've been using these verbs incorrectly for about 40% of the time. That's a big, bad error. On the other hand, if you start using the decision tree, you'll probably start getting the verbs correct 90% of the time. You'll also find that you start using talk about a lot more because we use it a lot in English. Russians tend to underuse talk about because they're so concentrated on say, skazat, tell, raskazat. They make this decision basically because of what I call poisonous pedagogy. But that's a discussion for a separate video. So for today, thanks for listening.